All right. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being on time. This is great. I'm gonna make sure that you're muted, but please share your camera so we can actually share a drink together. We'll explain the drink, like what we're actually drinking very soon, but we're gonna just wait a few more minutes to let people in and then start. But thank you for being here. It's good to see familiar and new faces, or names, I guess, as well. Right, so let's give it another minute, and then yeah, I hope you all have your drink. And I don't know if you've seen the challenge that Elizabeth put on social media for CADAF Moscow Mule, but she'll explain that in a minute. So, but get a drink, coffee, tea, you know, doesn't have to be alcoholic. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. So I think I admitted everybody, and we're having more people joining, but I think we can start. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I think we're good.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. So one reminder for people who just joined, you are muted by default, and I'll for now, like you can't unmute yourself, just to avoid like the background and all of that. And please, like, even if you're muted, like, it would be great to see familiar faces. I mean, it's great to see your pictures. You have lovely pictures, or names as well. But if you can, would be really nice to have a bit more of a social interaction face to face, because we can't be here in person. And yeah, and then I will. Someone asked me if the art behind me is for sale. You have to ask my daughter. She might actually curate a booth for CADAF Online. So she's getting a little bit of a, you know, like of a, you know, before it was like $7, but now it's like 13. So you should contact me after the call. It's getting expensive. All right, so I'm gonna give the floor to Julia after my technical introduction. Yeah, Julia is our amazing moderator for today.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Now I'm going to say also welcome from Italy, so that people know that I'm in Europe. And every time I say, you know, in the evening or during the day, that's why I'm confused. But it's great that I'm sure everyone is joining from different sides, you know, part of the world. So what we're going to do today is we're going to introduce ourselves. So you'll meet this amazing team of women, but today especially we also have JB joining. So we made an exception for men for our happy virtual hour. And then I'm going to pass it on to our CEO, Elena, who's going to talk a little bit about the concept in general, about CADAF. And then we're going to go into more technical with Andrea and Chloe and Elizabeth, who are going to talk about the platform and the exhibitor process. And then we're going to also give word to JB, who's going to talk about our partner, Beaux-Art. So I'm going to start introducing myself and what I'm doing, since sort of I'm talking with the team. I've started only recently working with this fantastic team, and I'm helping in the cultural programming, because I think one of the things that I love the most about CADAF is that it's not just about a market platform, it's also an educational and informative platform. So the Happy Virtual Hour that we've been doing in the last couple of months is obviously our testament to that, but stay tuned because we will have a much larger cultural programming, panels and talks also happening during the art fair. So Elena, on to you.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you so much. And it's such a pleasure to have you as a part of the team.
Elizabeth, do you mind going to the slide with the team? Sorry, yeah, perfect.
And here's the team. Yes. So our team is growing, and it's really exciting to see it growing. Yes, my name is Elena, and I am the founder, very proud founder of CADAF, and also New Art Academy. Some of people who I see here today are following us from the New Art Academy days. So thank you so much for being with us for the past 3 years already. Yes, it's a very happy moment for CADAF because we just turned 1, which I think is a great, great, great achievement in this world. And yeah, I'm really excited to tell you more about CADAF Online and for the team to tell you more about CADAF Online. And I think that's it.
Great.
Bunny,
Should I go?
Yeah.
Should I go?
Yes.
Great. Well, yeah, I mean, it's been quite an adventure, and we all kind of, I mean, at least Andrea, Elena, JB, Elizabeth, and sort of Chloe, we all have a relationship with our previous jobs. So we all say that the art market is a very small place, but it's also like a great family because you make a lot of contacts, you become friends, and then you work with each other again. And I'm really glad we all made quite the jump to go on the CADAF adventure together. And this is, yeah, like, I mean, this, you know, it started with small panels, and we all kind of chipped in to organize small panels and conferences. And then I'm sorry, Andrea, I'm going to say that story again. When Andrea texted me and she's like, I have so amazing news to tell you. And I'm like, oh my God, she's pregnant. And then I said, oh, okay, so should we meet at a coffee shop or a bar? And she said a bar. So I was like, okay, so she's not pregnant. And then the baby was CADAF. And that was the idea and how to really go from a conference to an art fair, and by just adding the like, you know, transactional and aspect to support artists and galleries more, and we're all very excited to you know, meet new artists working in digital every day. They all have amazing stories, and I think this is more than ever a community effort, and we've really thankful to everybody we met on the way. So Andrea, your turn.
Yeah, thank you, Fanny. So yeah, so I'm Andrea Steuer, and I'm the director and CMO at CADAF. So as Fanny told you, my baby became CADAF this year, and we're all very excited. Like, it's been an amazing year. Like, we couldn't believe that 1 year ago we were in New York closing down the first CADAF that happened at the Lightbox from May 3rd to May 5th. So we closed actually on Cinco de Mayo. And from then, the amount of support and the amount of new people we have met have made it possible for us to organize CADAF Online. So just to tell you a little bit, CADAF Online was born from clearly the situation that is happening right now that is very challenging, but it was also something that was on, like, in the back of our minds all the time. And I guess, like, with all this happening, we just had to quickly divert all our efforts into making this happen. And we hope that now all of you will join us in this new venture, because it's definitely been really interesting, but I think we couldn't ask for a better team and better partners right now. So we're very excited to present this project for you. And also a quick note, CADAF Online will be free for all visitors. So if you haven't RSVP'd yet, I'm gonna share the link on the chat so you can do it. And we'll see you there. So now if Elizabeth wants to say something.
Yeah, hi everyone. I am the social media contributor with CADAF. So I run the social media for New Art Academy and CADAF. My primary job is promoting the fair and promoting the different happy virtual hours that we've been doing. So stay tuned, because we have a lot of really interesting panels coming up with great speakers. What's also great is that I get to work with the galleries and artists to promote their work. So as our selection committee figures out who's going to be showing at CADAF Online in the next few weeks, and our decisions will be coming out on June 15th. I will begin promoting those and working with those galleries and artists to get their work out there online. Also,
can you talk? Sorry, like when you're done, can you talk about the cocktail challenge? I think we have a slide also for that you put together.
Yes. So something super fun that I posted on social media yesterday was that we're doing a CADAF cocktail challenge, and so this will be happening for all of our happy virtual hours. And the challenge is get a drink, and you have to either make your own creation or use something online like a Moscow Mule, and you want to add a green and a blue ingredient. So for example, I'm drinking some green tea in my blue mug. So we all have our cocktails. So cheers everyone for our happy virtual hour.
Bye.
So depending on the time zone, it's with or without alcohol.
Exactly. Tea, do you want a cocktail? But once you have yours, you should take a picture of it and post it on social with hashtag CADAF cocktail. And like I said, we'll be doing this for all of our happy virtual hours and leading up to the fair. All right, Chloe, do you want to give a little introduction?
Yes, sure. Hi, everyone. My name's Carrie Smith. I'm a communications contributor with CADAF. I met the amazing founding team exactly 1 year ago, just before the first CADAF fair. So it's CADAF's birthday, but also 1 year since I met the team. So it's a very special day for me personally. So I work primarily on helping generate some of the communications that you have seen, so our press release, our newsletter, and during the art fairs, I tend to act as the point person with our artists and galleries for when you have questions and concerns. So it's lovely to see a few familiar faces. You would have spoken with me already before. So going forward, yes, when you have any questions about the application process or when it comes to uploading your works on the platform, come to me with your questions. And I'm so excited to be going on this journey as we go online together.
And you have your something green in the back.
I do. I've got my green behind me because I have terrible Wi-Fi at home. So I've crept on top of a hill and I went out and collected some green and got some blueberries from the fridge for my little bit of blue. And it's 5 p.m. here in England, so I did put a bit of gin in my cocktail today.
You earned it.
Amazing.
Before we go back to Helena, maybe JB, if you want to say hi also to all of our participants today, and
sure.
You know,
Thanks.
we will come to you later on, but I guess you could say hi to.
Hi everyone. So I'm not from the CADAF team, I'm from Beaux-Arts, but I guess I'll say a word on that maybe later. But I work closely with all of the team, closer every day now as we get nearer to CADAF Online. And hi from Paris, where I am sitting now.
Thank you. Elena, if you would like to tell us a little bit about perhaps how, you know, CADAF came about, what is the general concept behind it, you know, is it, and also, you know, about women in the art world, for example, I mean, was it a conscious decision to make it all a women team, for example?
It's a good
Or
question.
it just happened, or?
Well, I mean, for the women, I must say it's it's an unconscious decision, but I think it's a very good decision. I'm very happy about this decision, and I really like working with my colleagues. I mean, I usually don't discriminate by gender, and I love having JV here with us, but I really enjoy working with all women team, and I really appreciate their support in all different times of life, and I think that's very important. So I guess we can go to the next slide that Fanny kind of kindly made, that maybe she will talk about as she pretty much put together the slide.
You can say that you have no idea what this slide is about, that's fine.
For myself, so Andrea told you already a couple of words about CADAF. Actually, the idea came from both of us sitting in a cafe in Maison Kaiser, name of the cafe, after one of the conferences and after one of the studio visits. And we've, after speaking with a number of artists and galleries, especially artists, of course, working in the digital medium, we realized that actually there is no acting art fair or a big institution that actually takes care of the transactional and exhibitional aspects of for digital art at the same time. So we thought, wow, there is no art fair for digital art. We should definitely try to make it. Yeah, we tried and we made it. And there were 2 editions of CADAF. One in New York exactly a year ago, and then another one in Miami half a year ago. And then we, at the same time, we were speaking with Beaux-Arts, and then we decided, maybe it's a great time to partner and make that. We've never done a fair in Europe yet, so why not make a fair in Paris? That sounded like a lovely idea. So we were supposed to host the fair very soon in June in Paris, but then the situation came about. And, you know, we are all now in separate spaces. So first we were speaking with Fanny, we just cannot, you know, be not doing anything. Let's do the happy hour thing. That's how the happy hour came about. But then we started speaking as a team, and well, we decided that we necessarily have to take CADAF online because we have so many interesting artists, we have so many good things to say, so many things to share, and yeah, and that's how we started planning CADAF Online. So our usual CADAF consists of artists and galleries presenting their work in a physical space, and it's very diverse digital work that usually is a little bit tricky to show. So we thought that we found a good kind of solution for showing and selling this complicated digital pieces in a physical space. And also as a part of the usual CADAF, there is also a mini conference, so to say, going on. So it's a reminiscence of the New Art Academy. Both are equally important. So pretty much for our online fair, we really wanted to combine both also in one place. And Andrea will show you how it actually works out very nicely in the digital platform. But for us, the idea of speaking about digital art, showing collectors how it can be shown at home, how it can be, you know, pretty much how it can be treated as any other kind of art is extremely important. And so that's going to be an important element of the CADAF Online. And we were very lucky to find a team that actually were exactly on the same page with us. And they brought a very social element from a completely different industry, namely gaming, to our experience, which we feel is extremely important and very, very valuable. So usually it's just us and the artists and the galleries, but this time around, as the art fair is going to be online, it's going to be much more global. We are going to have a lot of partners, from a few to a lot of partners joining. So there's going to be much more art to show and much more information and content, so to say, to share. So I'm really, really excited about it. I from a personal note, I just feel that it's a very valuable experience, and it's, you know, as you see our happy faces, we, despite all the isolation and not being able to be together in one place, we are very happy, and we want to share this happiness and joy with you. So that's what I wanted to say, I think.
Can I add something? Or Julia? If...
No, I just wanted to say, yes, you know, I was iterating about the happiness and the sharing. Yes, it's true. Very true.
Yeah.
And it's not the CADAF cocktail, just for reference.
No, it's very, it's no alcohol.
No, and this is true that, like, from a personal you know, point of view, this is also like we're lucky to have been to work in an industry that allows us to move events online and not cancel or postpone them, and I think this was kind of what made us really you know, push through and still have an event in June online. And we also, you know, we're not, obviously everybody is you know, looking at online solutions and they're like art fairs, auction houses, etc. So there is actually a concentration of events happening at the end of June, and kind of when we started hearing about like this like summer contemporary art week, and there are a few contemporary art sales at Philip's and I think Christie's, or
well, yeah, they're all,
and a few other, like, you know, like Art Basel might also be doing something. So it's quite a good way to reproduce a real physical art week online, and I think this is something that we really try to implement with the Dot Gallery team, who is working on the platform, and kudos to them as well. I think this is where we're trying to have an event that is like that you go to and you can see that other people are there at the same time. And I think JB, at one point you mentioned that, and I never realized that, but there's a lot of like, you're by yourself a lot of times when you go on a website, and like when you're in a virtual like 3D experience of a museum, you're by yourself. Like, this is very lonely, especially when you're already alone at home. So this like synchronous aspect and social aspect is very, like, was very important. And also the fact that it's digital natives, that we did not try to reproduce a physical event online. We really tried to take what we thought was important to us when we go to an art fair, and find the online equivalent to it, and not reproduce or like make it look like you're in a physical environment with like 3D and virtual worlds. I think this we thought would be always sort of disappointing, because as much as we can, you know, have a drink together, this is not an actual like drink together. Let's, you know, be honest with each other. So yeah, and I think if you go to the next slide, Elizabeth, some things that actually was kind of a good summary. I stole that from for people who know Gitcoin. It was their definition of a successful online event where you can learn something, you can meet people, and then you can earn something, whatever that is, like if it's new contacts, money, or anything like that. And I think this is a good framework. I actually have it on a post-it, but it's better on the slide. But it's a good, like we are still trying to put together an art fair and have the same like sort of key performance indicators like in mind, like that we have to deliver for to support galleries and artists. So yeah, so now drum rolls.
The platform.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, so I think I can take it from here. And So one thing that has been amazing about starting this event is that it kind of is that CADAF went global. Now we can accept artists, galleries, partners from all over the world. And we were talking last week what a beautiful experience it has been, because we are really trying to open our platform and everything that we can to other partners so that they can also join us, because we feel like right now in the art world it's a moment that we should be collaborating. And it's been beautiful just to discover like things that we didn't even know about, and so many new people that have taught us so many things and help us create this event. And we're very happy to say that we're including other events into our art fair this time. And I think I can mention that Mana is going to be participating also with their artist studios, and also the Lumen Prize is going to have a booth showing all their Lumen Prize winners and many more. So that's a short intro. So here you can see this is our website right now. You have either the ability to RSVP. So when you RSVP, it will just take you to a Eventbrite link that then will already be logged into the system. So as soon as the fair starts, you will be automatically let in. And the applications are still open until June 1st. So if you haven't and want to do it, we encourage you. We're accepting applications on a rolling basis and have been really happy with all the things we have been getting. So this is what it looks like. And then once the event starts, Elizabeth, if we can go to the next slide, please. We have created, along with our partners, like an amazing new way of exploring the digital art world. So what we wanted to do was create actually like an engaging and immersive experience as much as we can online. As Fanny said, we were not looking to replicate any physical spaces, but instead like try to translate the things that we love about actually going to physical events into a digital way. So what we have done is to give a full scope of the fair, there is an interactive map. And as many of you already know, we have two different kinds of booths. So we have a gallery booth that holds up to 25 artworks, and the smaller one that are the artist booths that have 9 artworks. So we really wanted to create this map to get a full scope of the fair. And since we have other people joining us, the map actually is divided into sections. So you can see that there's different sections for different things in the map, and it's very user-friendly in the way that you can search by section, or you can search by gallery name, or if the map is too overwhelming, you can just view it as a list. And as people join, you can see that this little gray dots appear. And so these dots are to show you how many people are in each booth and how people are moving around the fair. So what we wanted to avoid was for it actually like to crash or for something to happen. So actually the booths have caps. So if a booth is full, what we're working is just like in a regular art fair, if there's a lot of people looking at the same painting, you will just go into another booth. And once the booth is available, you can come back. Another great part of this map is that it'll tell you where you have already been. So you can actually be discovering constantly different places. And the idea is to go through as many bubbles as you can. During our event, as Elena mentioned, we are gonna have our regular programming. So we're gonna have a lot of exciting artist talks, panels, discussions, live performances. And all of that is going to be happening in a live stream. So any moment that you log into the platform or into the art fair during the time it's open, something will be happening and we will show you how it works. So if you go, you can either make this screen bigger, the one of the events live stream, and it'll just pop up. Or if you just want to like navigate the map, you can see it down there. And always like be hearing new panels and new everything that's happening, because we have a really amazing schedule that we're gonna share soon. And so once you're in the event page, you can actually add any event you want to your calendar, or you can add them all to your calendar so you get like reminders of things that you actually want to attend. While you are in the map and in the events page, what we love is that there's actually a chat. So while all the panels, discussions, and presentations are happening, you can actually be engaged and ask as many questions as you want to the panelists or artists. So we really wanted to find a way to recreate this art fair buzz with like showing where people are, showing how many visitors are active right now at the fair, and actually engaging people through questions and different panel discussions. So just to tell you a little bit more about how the map works, is when you scroll over, it'll tell you what booth it is, because you already know by the section. So for example, I'm scrolling over Lumen Prize, and it'll come up in the left side. So you have the information on what you're seeing, and then you can decide to enter the booth. So once you enter the booth, Elizabeth, can we go one down, please? Yeah. So this is the Lumen booth that we're working with them right now to finish it. And so how it works is that you actually jump into this booth, and we don't want to replicate anything 3D, as we said, so we have other ways of doing that. So once you jump into the booth, you have your main screen. So you will have the general information of the gallery, artist, or collective, and all the information needed. In this side that we call the details panel, you will have like the information, you can inquire, share, or anything. Sorry? Oh no, sorry, I thought it. And then you have a pre-recording of whatever you need. Sorry, there's an echo.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can, and here you have a pre-recording that you can actually, whoever has made the booth can record themselves explaining either their curation way, like their curation process, or what product they're going to exhibit, and under it you have all the information. This detail panel is actually really cool because you can embed videos, documents, images, links, or anything you want. Because one thing that we haven't mentioned is that for this time around CADAF, we are not going to have a transactional aspect, but it's going to be just connecting the audience to the galleries, artists, and collectives. So how it will work is once you're in a booth and you go into an artwork, you can see the artwork, and the platform supports video, 3D objects, GIFs. It supports high-res images. I don't know if I'm forgetting one. AJ, I saw that you're around there. So if anyone remembers that I'm forgetting something, it would be great. So you can actually play the videos, and while you're doing that at the booth, you can see actually how many people are in the same booth with you. And from those 15 people that we have here, you can see who is in which artwork, because here you have like an overview of what the amount of artworks that a booth has. And then you have, of course, your chat to communicate with the people that are in your same booth, and then your private inquiries when you want to chat one-on-one with an artist or gallerist. So here you can either watch it if it's a physical object, since we also have a lot of them, and this won't apply for digital, but you can actually see them in scale to how big they will be. Or if the artwork looks nicer with a black background, that is also possible. And you can also save this artwork so that you can like navigate the art fair and go around saving anything you like, and then you will get a reminder in your email with everything that you saw that maybe you want to go back and inquire or go back and purchase. So we think that it's a nice way to help people go through a lot of content. The other thing that is great about this is that once you added the events to your calendar while you're navigating the fair, you will get a notification saying this talk is about to start, would you like to join? So this is the gallery booth, and then if we go one slide down, you can see what an artist booth would look like. It has the same functionality as a gallery booth, just instead of having 25 walls, it will have 9. And it has the same, you can see how many viewers are in the space, you can chat with them, and you have all the same content. And of course, just in case, I don't know, anyone's wondering, that two sides are collapsible, so you can go into full screen mode, just seeing and focusing on the artwork. But we think it's very important to always have all the information and everything and be able to interact with everyone there. So yes, I think that's it for the demo of the.
I'm wondering if AJ, who is a part of the Dot Gallery team, was helping us, was developing the platform. If you have something that you want to add to Andrea's amazing. I mean, Andrea, your demos, I'm in love with them. But
thank you, Fanny.
Oh, sorry, I have to unmute you. Sorry. Where are you?
I'm saying, sorry, Fanny, can I say just one moment? So I saw the comments about the design. I love the design myself, and I want to say thank you to Andrea for working so much on really the design for this, so that it looks really nice. We love, as much as we really like the concept of the white cube gallery space, and our really one of the goals is to bring this white cube gallery space to the digital world, so that nothing obstructs the enjoyment of the experience while having all the interactive features. And I really think that with this we should be able to achieve that to the most extent that we can by this summer. So yeah, then.
Yeah, I think that's great. And like the thing that maybe, like, just in case you were wondering, you can always jump back and forth between like booths, talks, and map. And so we really encourage people to like go into the artist booths, explore, talk to the artists, because the reason why we're having it during a set time frame is for actually people that are participating are going to be behind their screens at that moment, and you will see when they're there. So it's important to like log in at those times and have it like in this time set, because then we can have all the live things that would actually happen in a physical event. So yes, I think that now we can go and look at a little bit at the back end of the platform and talk a little bit about how exhibitors will actually work with CADAF. So Chloe,
Yes, hi, apologies. I was stuck on mute there for a second. I'm very close to a field, so apologies if there's any background noise. So this is the back end of what you'll see once you do become an exhibitor with us. So this is just a little preview of what you'll see. What you're seeing now is an artist booth. You've got 9 artworks there. So when you do input your artworks, what's absolutely fantastic is that you're able to move these works around quite fluidly. So it gives you a lot of freedom in terms of how you want to curate what your viewer is seeing. And then moving forward to what you can see on the right, this is essentially giving you a preview of everything that you can input in terms of the details of the artwork. So obviously you'll have the name, the medium, and then also what's great is in the description, you have a lot of fluidity in terms of what you put in there. So it accepts obviously text, but also images, videos, links as well. So again, a lot of freedom in terms of what information you give to the viewer. There's also an amazing feature, which is an audio tour. So you can record yourself speaking and explaining the works as you would if you were in a physical booth with a viewer, which I think is a really beautiful touch. But yes, this is kind of giving you a preview of how easy it is to upload things on the back end. A gallery booth will have 5 walls, and there's also going to be a description panel in there where you can include your gallery or artist branding, your website, contact details. But yes, obviously more on that when the time comes. I'll be communicating with you to explain a little bit more and guide you through the process.
Yeah, I think that one thing that we need to add here is that for artists and galleries or whoever actually has a marketplace and they're selling their work, since we're not going to have the transactional aspect, we encourage you to put your marketplace link, a link to your marketplace in the details panel so that people can access it. And if they inquire, you can direct them to there. Or if you just want to post a link for shopping or for purchasing, that's also great. Here in the exhibitor backend, you can also add a couple of contributors. So in case you actually want to go to sleep during those 4 days and don't want to leave your booth unattended, you can disable the chat and you can just receive inquiries that will go to your email, but you can have several contributors on your booth. So you can have a lot of people that can be available responding.
Yeah. And also,
I did, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, so we also wanted to ask AJ, who is one of two co-founders behind the platform, to say a couple words about the experience. If AJ wants to say something.
Sure. Well, yeah, I think y'all have kind of said the main points. Andrea's walkthrough is really good. Fanny's point about other spaces feeling lonely, I think was one of the main drivers behind that. But yeah, the point of the experience is on the back end, we want to make it really simple to manage one of these spaces. And the management of them is a little bit more, exciting than just posting a picture, right? There's an interactive chat, there's inquiry, you're moving things around in physical space. So moving is close to capturing the essential elements of being in an art fair physically without kind of skeuomorphically rebuilding it brick by brick. That was the goal. So elements around presence, feeling the presence of others, being able to interact with other visitors, be able to see that sense of space being filled around you. That's what we're looking to accomplish. And I think Andrea spoke to that really well, that, you know, the kind of somewhere between the fully virtual but somewhat inaccessible version of like rebuilding the gallery in 3D and a simple viewing room where you're sliding through images. Crafting an experience is actually worth going to, not just another tab open in your browser, that it really feels like an event. So I think CADAF is bringing that here kind of for the first time, which is incredible. No,
we are very lucky to be working with AJ and Matt on this. We're very excited about it.
And I'm always the one with the weird anecdotes and stories. So I'm gonna tell the one and how we met with AJ and Matt were helping us make this happen. We met at a blockchain hackathon. Woo, crazy. Where you guys actually won a prize at East Berlin SAI, so it was in Berlin last summer. And the prototype of that platform was to, and tell me if that was not the intent, AJ, but what I saw it as was really a new way to showcase digital art online. And the funny thing is, when you think about it, it's pretty ironic that the worst place right now to actually showcase digital art is online. And I know there are a lot of, attempt outside of the art market in the blockchain space and the crypto space for new, blockchain-based art. But in the art market, there is really nothing. And we're still within this, the way that ArtNet started, with an image on the left side and the artist name on the right side, and then a short description and provenance, and that hasn't changed. So to me, that is kind of crazy. And when I saw your project, it was quite mind blowing. And then COVID-19 happened, and then the nice to have an online platform for galleries and other more traditional art players became kind of the necessity. And so that's kind of how we reconnected. So now it's this is what happened. This is a baby, pretty much.
Right.
This is amazing. Thank you. Before we move on to the partners, do we want to say something about the selection committee and how, you know, what happens after an artist has applied, perhaps?
Of course.
Andrea, yes?
Sure. So right now, as we mentioned, the applications are still open until June. And we have partnered with MOCAD and the Lumen Prize and their selection committee. So they're helping us with all the curatorial and all the artist selection. So we basically get all the applications and share it with them. And then they discuss among them and make their decisions as to which artists or how we're going to showcase certain things. And they have been so helpful, and they're both such wonderful institutions that we're very lucky to have. So yeah, so we just wanted to show you our curatorial committee and who is the one behind all the decision making when it comes to applications. We have quite some input, but not like they're for sure the experts and the ones that we listen to.
Right. Thank you. Elizabeth, if you want to move on to the, next slide. Exactly, about our partners. Fanny and JB, do you want to maybe talk a little bit about the partners?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is, Elena gave a little bit of an introduction to how Zar came into play into the CADAF adventure. But JB, if you want to give a bit more French color to that.
Sure, thanks. So I work with Elena and Fanny in a previous professional adventure 3 years ago, and then we all took our different paths, and we met again less than a year ago, I guess. I think it was in Basel last year.
Yep.
And I had read many things about CADAF. I saw that the first one had been a success, and I said to Elena, why not do the next in Europe, and of course, if Europe, then Paris. And we as a group would love to help you do that. So we as a group means Beaux-Arts, and Beaux-Arts is a media company. We publish mainly two things. One is Beaux-Arts magazine, which is a leading monthly magazine for arts and culture in France. It's really the household name for everyone speaking French. And we have another one for art professionals, which is called Le Quotidien de l'Art. What we do in this partnership is that we basically put all of our media strength to help CADAF grow its audience here in Europe, mostly for the French-speaking people here in Europe, of course, but also some of our international editions are helping. And then we help with all of the partners we can bring, all of the galleries and artists here in the French community. That we help also discover CADAF and apply and join the fair. And I spend myself as much time as I can to help the project, because I really believe that this is a game-changing thing that we're building together. Anything we've seen online and up to now is really like 10 years behind that in terms of experience, in terms of trying to replicate what a physical fair can be. And so that's why we're really happy to be a partner and support with as much time and effort as we can. And myself also personally really happy to work again with Fanny, Elena, and now the rest of the team to make a great project happen. And of course, one more thing, sorry, is that we still look forward to make CADAF in Paris next year. Still part of the plan. As soon as we can have a more foreseeable future, we can start planning again. But we will all invite you to travel to Paris, hopefully spring next year. We don't know yet, but I guess that's the plan.
Yes, thank you, JB. It's been wonderful working with you. And while we're on this slide, maybe I can also say thank you. I don't know if it was me who was supposed to say thank you, but I really want to say thank you to some of our partners who have been with us for a while. Especially, I think I saw some of them joining the conversation today, like Block Party, who's been a big supporter of what we do for a very long time. Really, they're doing very interesting projects. We are hoping to partner with them again. And then partners like That Art, Artery, and some other, and Mana, I'd say as well, who have been our supporters for a very long time, and we really appreciate their help.
Maybe that's a good time to also mention, I mean, we've had like some people confused a little bit about like if it was only a digital art fair or if it was open to other. And I think this is where like having it online with the technology that we have, that Andrea showed you, with you know, like bubbles that are like the virtual booths, pretty much organized by section. We are still as CADAF focusing our general section on our mission, which is really building like a digital art market. But the beauty is that we also can open other sections or booths to other partners. So let's say if like Mana Contemporary is considering is going to show actually like the 300 artist studios, so they can have their own section with the artist studios, and it can be physical work, it can be like digital work. I mean, even at the CADAF art fairs, we had, you know, physical prints augmented with like with augmented reality, but this online edition allows us to work with different partners, other fairs, events, to work within different sections. And I think that's the beauty of having a global event here as well.
I see a question here. How many visitors do we expect at the fair over the 4 days? I think I can speak for the team. Like, we are hoping to have more than what we had during our physical events. During our physical events, it was a paid event, and this one is going to be free for visitors. We had between 3,000 and a little more. So we're hoping to grow that number now that we can go global.
And I can say a few words about sort of the history of CADAF as well. So we began, as we were saying before, we began as New Art Academy, which was mostly focused on conferences about art and tech. And then we slowly transitioned into also holding these art fairs. Our first one, like we said, was exactly a year ago in New York at Lightbox. And for that fair, we had 1,000 visitors, 30 speakers, 60 artists. And then our next event was in Wynwood, Miami, the art district during Art Week Miami, where we had 3,000 visitors, 50 speakers, and 120 artists. So it's been great to see CADAF grow over the past year. And like I said, we'll be having our Paris event, hopefully next year. But for now, we're really excited to have CADAF Online to have a event that, because we have a lot of international artists and it's a global event anyways, but it's great to actually have that online so that it's accessible to everyone from where they are at home, regardless of where they are in the world.
And I think we added a few pictures from these two events, if you go to the next slide.
Yeah, we have some behind the scenes of us setting up. And then
that I have received on LinkedIn from one of the colleagues, and we loved it. So we really loved to share. We also, there's a question about partnerships. I just posted a link in the chat, how to become a partner. So our partners vary from technology partners to the other types of partnerships, and we'd be happy to speak with you about the potential opportunities.
Brian.
Yes.
Thank you. We all love it.
I loved it. Yeah, I forwarded it to the team, and they all loved it, and we are so happy.
I think we need more CADAF memes. I think this is meme for the art world. I invest right away.
Yeah, we should create a series of memes for CADAF. from now. You know, that's great. Like that will be super cool.
After the cocktail. After the cocktail.
Of our supporters and participants today to create memes for CADAF. That would be fantastic, actually.
Yes. So,
we have another sort of 5 minutes, but if there are more questions from the participants, perhaps we'll be happy to answer them.
Yes. There is a question about live performances.
Yes.
So there will be multiple live performances. Right now, the program is in the review with Julia as well as with the partners. So we are working with a few very interesting partners that we're hoping to bring to the schedule, and we'll be sharing the planned schedule with you very, very soon. Next week, I think, is going to be our programming week. So bear with us a little bit, and we will share all the information with you very soon.
So the beauty also of having online talks is that this is actually a format for so for video artists who are showing and do only want to show like a part of their video piece on their booth can also be featured at a specific time during the programming, and we're still figuring out like how to really deliver the continuous content for like the duration of the fair, but a mix of live panels, as Elena has a secret to put together, and recorded talks, screenings, live performances. Like we hope our amazing VJ from Miami is gonna come back. She has amazing Facebook lives right now, so hopefully she comes back to CADAF, and yeah, so also to cover all the time zones. I strongly encourage everybody to know 4 days, but if you have to, like, there will be content. Yeah, so I'm actually I allowed people to unmute themselves. So if you have a cocktail to share or.
The next happy hour is going to be next week, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very soon. Julie, if you want to say a couple of words about it.
Yeah, it will be around, the theme will be innovation in the art world as a general topic, but also due to COVID-19, the way that, this situation has, pushed the art industry to become more technological, and the guests will be Paysax and Christie's auction house. So we will have the two different sides, sort of the gallery world and the auction house.
We just got another very cool meme from Bard.
Amazing.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Do you already know where the fair is going to be next year in Paris in terms of a venue? So I guess maybe JB can say more about it. We've been planning to host it at La Monnaie this time, and are hoping to host it at the same location, I guess, the next year as well. Right, JB? If JB is still there.
I think JB disappeared.
Oh, JB disappeared.
Yeah, so La Monnaie de Paris is quite a very established cultural institution who has a lot of exhibitions. Carrie Smith's exhibition was there before the confinement. That's where also they used to mint the coins in Paris. So it does quite have this very yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful building. So that was we have a really good relationship with them, and this is very nice to also show the bridge between an old institution and the new type of art. So we're hoping we can still, and they're going to have probably a virtual booth. A virtual surprise, let's call it. Let's not give it away during CADAF Online. So they'll still be part of the event. All right, so I guess this is it. I think we can cheer.
Cheers.
1 year of CADAF, and thank you to all for supporting us and making it happen. I mean, this is it's been fun, and it's going to be even more fun. So
yes, and please share with your colleagues and friends that CADAF Online takes place. We would love to see as many people as possible attending the event, as we love sharing what we do. So please share.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Well, this is a wrap. So see you next week for the next happy hour. We're saying it's the only reason to put makeup on, so we have to put them on. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.